Okay. And the number 1 RPG of all time is Chrono Trigger. Number 1 RPG of all time. Chrono Trigger was really released on the Super Nintendo Entertainment System back when the Super Nintendo Entertainment System was out. Later it was released on the PlayStation, just called Chrono Trigger, and that was only released in Japan. Later we got our PlayStation version of the game, and that was in a collection known as Final Fantasy Chronicles, as long as Final Fantasy IV. Then it was later released on the Nintendo DS, which is the video clip I showed you at the beginning of it on my Nintendo DS here. And this is, I guess, the box case for it. It's hard to really give you a good shot of it because it's so close to the camera. That's Chrono Trigger for the Nintendo DS. Chrono Trigger is a very innovative game, and a game I really liked playing when I played it. Even though it goes into the factors of time travel, which I really don't like too much, it is still pretty cool. You play as a kid by the name of Chrono, which you can rename whatever you want, and as you go through the game you earn new characters. Chrono goes to the Millennium Fair in the year 1000 AD and meets up with a girl there. He decides to lead the girl around and takes her to her best friend's little project known as a telepod. It teleports you from one position to another. Chrono tries it a few times and nothing nothing bad happens. Then the girl decides to try it, and it reacts to the pendant wearing around her neck. This girl, the one in the purple here. It reacts to the pendant around her neck and sucks her into a time portal, knocking her back in time 400 years. Kono decides to follow her and realizes that they mistaken her for the queen because she turns out to be Princess Nada from this time period. Since she looks so much like her ancestor, they decide that they call off their search when they found her. Then she disappears due to the fact that she's not the real queen, and you realize that you have to go and save the queen and time will remain unchanged as it is. Once you save her, you go back through the time portal and continue on with your thing, trying to figure out who created, why the world goes to hell in the future, and what you can do to save it. Since there's so many different time periods you can go to, 65 million BC, 12,000 BC, 600 AD, 1000 AD, 1999 AD, 2300 AD, and infinite, which is the end of time. With all these different time periods, there's so many different places you can go and so many different worlds. And with the 6 main characters you can get, there's a hidden 7th character that you may be able to get. All have their different weapons and play differently. Chrono is the only one who can use katanas as a weapon. Marl, this girl right here, she's the only one who can use crossbows as a weapon. Luca, Chrono's best friend, she's the only one who uses guns. The frog who's lying on the ground right here, his name actually is Frog, and the only weapon he can use are long swords, more like broadswords. The robot that joins your party named Robo are the only one that can use hammer arms, tin arms, doom fingers, and Isla, the last prehistoric cave woman that joins your party, doesn't have a weapon. She uses her fists, and then there's a hidden character which I'm not going to tell about. Also, when the first time you get to the end of time, all the characters in your party are able to learn magic. Chrono is lightning, Marl is ice, Frog is water, and Luca, who's in here, is fire. As the game goes on, you learn more techniques, and instead of just using spells, you can use dual spells as long as you characters know the 2 spells to use it. Like when Marl knows ice and Luca knows fire, you can use the spell Antipode Bomb, which is you hit the guy both with fire and ice at the same time. If Chrono knows lightning and Frog knows leap slash, you can do a spell known as Lightning Rod, where Frog slashes the enemy with the leap slash and then Chrono electrocutes the enemy with the lightning spell. Those are dual techs. Now there's even triptychs, like if all your characters know the special spells all together, you can use triptychs. This is my favorite RPG of all time. And maybe at one point I'll show you some gameplay. I might even do a walkthrough of the whole game, or at least the boss battles. So I hope you had fun watching my top 10 list, and I hope you had at least as much fun as I had making it. See ya.